last 4 years traveling to 100 countries, but 2020 brought us back to the United States, where we purchased a converted Sprinter van to spend the summer exploring our home country. After a few weeks of renovations and upgrades, we hit the road to discover that the state of Missouri likes building really big things. Kansas is home to the best barbecue sandwich in the world and has a surprising amount of natural beauty. During our first week of full-time van life, we drove over 1,400 miles across the U.S. to meet up with a couple of our best friends in Estes, Parc, Colorado. Once we arrived, we traded our van for a cabin and spent the week hiking in Rocky Mountain National Park, fly fishing the Big Thompson River, and enjoying quality time with great humans who we don't get to see very often.
Love y'all! Bye!
We just said a sad goodbye to Jordan and Julianne, but we are super excited to spend the rest of the week exploring Rocky Mountain National Park. We've been on the road now for over 2 weeks, and we've pretty much been in vacation mode the entire time, minus the small explosion in the van. It's leaky. So it's time for a life admin day.
We traveled for 4 years straight before COVID, and believe it or not, this is the first time we've ever used a laundromat. Before, we would just book an Airbnb that had a wash, or we were somewhere cheap enough that we could just pay someone to do it. I guess this is just part of our new routine now that we're living out of a van.
Since we ignored most of our responsibilities this past week while we were with friends, we've come to our favorite place in town for fast, free Wi-Fi. This has to be the best place in Estes Park to get a little work done. You can go inside, grab yourself a coffee, and then come sit out on the porch with this incredible office view. So not only is the Stanway Hotel a great place to work, but it also has a super interesting history. It was built in 1909 by Freeland Stanley, the guy who created the Stanley steamer. And supposedly it's one of the most haunted hotels in America. It's actually the hotel that inspired Stephen King's The Shining. And on a lighter note, part of Dumb and Dumber was also filmed here. There you go. So we were actually hoping to stay inside of Rocky Mountain National Park this week, but I think because of COVID, everyone is camping this summer. We're very last minute planners, and when we went to book, it was completely full. Thankfully, when we were staying here last week with our friends in one of these cabins, we made friends with the owner, and they're allowing us to park the van here for a few nights for free. And it's only 5 minutes outside of the national park, which is important because it's gonna shave some time off of how early we have to be up tomorrow morning.
It is only 7:30, but we are getting ready for bed right now because tomorrow we are going to attempt to summit our first 14er. And I think it's gonna be one of the most physically demanding days of my entire life. Not to mention, we're setting our alarms for 1:45 in the morning.
That can't even be considered sleep. That's a nap.
We're taking a short nap.
Setting my alarm for 1:45.
I'm so nervous.
Head northeast on Colorado 66 toward Village Drive.
What are we doing?
these people. It is so dark. This is nuts.
Real quick, before we begin this crazy trek, we wanted to tell you about a new safety feature that we've added to the van that makes us feel a lot better about leaving it in random dark parking lots in the middle of the night for long periods of time. We're traveling around with a lot of expensive camera equipment, and we really just wanted to be able to walk away from the van and just not have to worry about it. That's exactly what our SimpliSafe home security system allows us to do.
The great thing about SimpliSafe is that it's completely customizable. Whether you live in a house or a van, you can jump online and order the exact parts you need. They're delivered straight to your house and it takes less than an hour to set up. But if you live in an 80 square foot home like ours, it takes a lot less time than that. Let me quickly show you our setup. Hidden behind our fake plant is the base station, and this is like the brains of the operation. We've installed 4 entry sensors, one on the side door, one on the back door, passenger door, and driver's side. The way that these work is that when these are separated, it sets off the alarm.
Alarm off.
That was so loud. Everything's fine. There's a hidden glass break sensor right here. We also have this panic button, so if somebody's trying to break in the middle of the night, we can manually set off the alarm and hopefully scare them away without any further confrontation. And whenever we leave, we just hit the away button on our key fob and it automatically arms the whole system.
And last but not least, as soon as our hotspot comes in, we're gonna be able to hook up this camera, which will allow us to see live video of what's happening inside of our van from our phone at any time. If you can't tell, we're pretty excited about this setup, and it definitely gives us more peace of mind. And if you have a stationary home, you can even take it one step further by signing up for their professional monitoring system. That way, if a break-in were to occur, they're able to call and dispatch the authorities for you. If you're interested in protecting your home with SimpliSafe's customizable home security system, click the link in the description to learn more. And now, and now for what can only be described as one of the most tiring days of my entire life.